Does it concern you, the fact that Oscars and Baftas have eluded you up until this point?
I got nominated for a Bafta.
But you haven't won a Bafta. You haven't won an Oscar. Does that
still quite young.
concern
I'm
you?
still quite young.
You're still travelling in hope, is that what you're saying?
No, it's funny, those sort of things. I was always like, I don't really care about any of that stuff. I really didn't think I cared until I was nominated for a Bafta for the first series of The Fall, and I was there, and it wasn't until the night I got there, and we were at the Baftas, and I went, you know what, I want to win this. I'm a competitive person. I've always competitive, with sport and stuff, and I was just like, why wouldn't I want? I feel like I should want to win this, and I did want to win it, and then I was, I got over it very quickly. I don't dwell much and stuff, but but I was annoyed for a second that I didn't win. But every single job you do, you've got to improve on your last, and you've got to think, you've got to do it better, and every job's got to be the best job you ever do. I feel so. Hopefully, those sort of, as much as I like to think I don't care about that, hopefully those things will come back around at some stage.
Do you think you're a good actor?
I think I'm serviceable. I think the fact that I'm employed a lot at the moment must mean that I've got something to offer. I've never watched myself and thought, God, that's good, But I'm aware that, through other people's reactions and through things like being nominated for BAFTA, that other people deem you to be good. So I take, solace from that. But you can never, you never want to believe that you've got it set, that you're like, I know what I'm doing here, I just turn up and I do this and that'll work. You've always got to be learning, I think.
Do you ever have times when you say, the hell with this for a game of darts, I think I should be doing something else? Do you ever actually think of getting out, walking away from it all? Not
now, no. I have a real thirst for it at the moment. I feel like the thing I'm working on at the moment and a movie I did, 2 movies I did last year that that whole thing of like wanting the next one to be the best one and putting more and more into it. I feel like I'm really trying to sort of fill those levels at the moment, and I want to pour everything into it, so I love it.
Tell me the story, Jamie, about meeting the chef from Skull in Jordan.
Mm-hmm. So I was doing A Private War. It's a movie about war correspondent Marie Colvin. And we were filming the whole thing out in Jordan up until Christmas there. And got into the hotel in Jordan at 1 o'clock in the morning. At 8 o'clock in the morning, I get a call. The hotel phone is ringing. No one knows I'm here yet, really. I'm thinking it might be production, whatever. I answer, and it's he goes, hello, is that Jamie? I said, hi. So this is Tom. I'm the executive chef here. I said, oh, nice to meet you, Tom. He goes, I hear you're Irish. Yeah, I'm indeed, yeah. I just want you to know that anything you need over the next month, you just let me know, and I'll sort it out. And that was it. And that was just from being Irish. I just had this in with the chef, which actually worked out really well. He's from Skull in West Cork.
You declared yourself with such ease there. I'm Irish. Mm-hmm. Is that how you feel?
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, when people ask me where I'm from, I say Northern Ireland, because that's the truth. But when it boils down to it, and it does boil down to it a lot, because you're asked this a lot, and because when people know where you're from, if you're from Belfast, I travel all around the world, and just people want to know that very thing. Do you consider yourself Irish or British? Or they ask you Catholic or Protestant, which personally to me neither apply. And so I feel, if it comes down to it, do I feel British or Irish? I just feel Irish. A lot of that's down to so many different reasons, mostly geography, that we are an island separate from the UK. So why would you feel more connected to that other piece of land than you do to the piece of land that you're living on? Also, as you know, I'm a big rugby fan, and I've had my whole life either being in Lansdowne Road in Dublin or watching it on TV or watching it in pubs all over the world, screaming, go on Ireland, come on Ireland. Then how could I not call myself Irish?
Have you made any sense out of Brexit? Are you European? Are you anti-Europe? Are you Brexiteer? What are you?
I'm anti-Brexit. I am kept awake at night for what it means for this country. I can't really see a sort of sound solution. Some of the people who have a say in it over here break my heart a little bit.
You mean in Northern Ireland?
Mm-hmm. I think this is the last thing that this country needs at the moment, and I just don't see how there's a positive outcome for Northern Ireland no matter. There's lots of different, very interesting options on the table, and I think they should all be seriously considered, but who knows where we'll end up.
Jimmy, what are your biggest fears in life?
Actually, someone asked me that recently, and I didn't have an answer. I don't. The only thing that I can think of is that I fail my family, that I don't provide for my wife and my kids.
Do you ever worry though that in a very fickle world, against the backdrop of all the temptations out there, given the nature of the industry in which you operate, that you might fail your wife, you might fail your family? Does that concern you?
No, because I'm quite a determined person, more determined than I realised I was, certainly when I was sort of 19 and I was fittering around trying to work out what I wanted to do, and I was quite non-committal back then. But now I feel very determined to succeed. And again, maybe that thing touched on earlier about a self-belief that, you know, if I move to London, I think things will work out, and you know, ultimately they have to this point. I back myself that I will be able to keep the ship steady.
If you weren't an actor, what do you think you'd like to do?
Sport, some kind of sport. No, I wasn't good enough really to play any sport. I was decent at sport and at many different ones, but you know, didn't excel at anything, and that sort of bothered me. But if you'd asked me at 16, 17, 18, what I'd be doing, I'd be amazed to hear that I wouldn't be involved in sport in some capacity. And you know, like a lot of people watched Jerry Maguire and just felt they wanted to be like a sports agent. Yeah, I'm obsessed with sport.
What's the role above all roles that you were to play?
Don't think like that.
What about James Bond?
Don't think about it.
Why not?
Because it's such. Setting goals in this trade as an actor is a really bad idea, I think, because it's so unpredictable and you don't have a clue what's going to happen, and you know, you're always jealous as an actor. I feel. I'm delighted at everything I've done, especially, you know, in the last year or so. I've just put so much heart and soul and love into it, and I think this is going to be something that I can look back on and be really proud. And you put everything into it. But then there'll be, you know, one of your mates will do something, or you read a script that you really like and one of your mates will do it and you're happy for them, but then there's a pang of jealousy as well, but then you might do something that they want to do, and there's always another career. As happy as you are and as employed as you are and as satisfied as you are as an actor, there's always going to be like, I like his career, I like some of the choices he makes are better, or, you know, why can't I have that, you know? And that doesn't stop. I mean, DiCaprio probably thinks like that, you know. He's probably like, oh, I want, you know, Day-Lewis's career, I want as much respect as him.
Do you recall the morning when I picked you up in Stimulus for your work experience with me at Parliament Buildings?
Very well.
Tell me about that moment.
I did 4 or 5 days with you. You gave us the last day off, I remember very clearly, because you called me and I was getting up and getting in the shower to come and meet you, and you said it was a quiet day at Stormont. And
what do you think I learned about you at that stage?
Yeah, you were probably...
So what was the first question I asked you when you got into the car?
Oh, you're testing me. First question you asked me was... What paper did I read?
No.
What was it?
I asked you, what was the lead story on the radio news that morning? What was my second question? What
paper do you read?
What was your answer?
The Mirror.
What did I ask you?
You asked why?
And what did you say?
I said the sport.
Does Jamie Dornan know who he is today? Or has he changed? Or have the people around Jamie Dornan changed?
I think I have a decent idea of who I am. I don't think that I knew you were going to do that. Let me answer the rest of it first. I feel like the people around me are the same, and that doesn't change, you know, and that's a brilliant thing, and that's one of the best gifts that being from here and going to Methody, it had for me. It gave me the friends that I'm going to have the rest of my life. So, you know, your family never changes. The fundamentals in your life don't change. And I feel that I am just a more developed version of that sort of mirror reading, you know, naive kid when I was 17 doing work experience with you. I feel that I'm in relative control of myself. I don't do anything too crazy to excess, or you know, I feel like I hope I'm a good husband and a good father, and beyond that, I don't really care.
Jamie Dornan, thank you for being my guest.
Thanks, Eamonn. Thank you. Pleasure.